Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, this is a message for you. Let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Cancer, and we have the Two of Pentacles or discs or coins or whatever you like to call them. Okay, and let's go ahead and see what these tea leaves have to say. All right. Okay, and so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So we have that Two of Discs energy, change. Maybe, really kind of searching for a new position or balance in life, reconfiguring things, and so on. And I know you maybe are hearing some banging and sounds. My daughter is upstairs playing hide and go seek with my husband. Shout out to Paul, Dove and Serpent Tarot. And we have some other family over as well. So it's a little loud, but they're having fun. Okay, let's see. So we have a horse up here, okay? We have a person standing right here, arms kind of up. Now behind them, we have another person. And I almost kind of feel like it's like an energy of don't go. Like kind of like, not forcing to stay, but kind of this energy of like, please don't go. Please don't get on that horse and ride away. And here we have a person who's kind of offering, it almost looks like a ring. It also looks like an eye. Okay. So I almost kind of feel like there's some kind of interference, right? Maybe I almost feel like an outside person kind of coming into the situation, the scenario, the configuration of maybe the household, your relationship, whatever it is. And really, I don't know, maybe trying to make a bond with this other person over here. Okay, so this could be your partner. This could be your spouse. This could be like your child. Maybe they have been dating somebody. And you're not really too sure about it. Not too sure about them. And they're promising your child, adult child. Let me just say adult child. I want to clarify there. Promising them all of these things. And you look at the situation, you think, that's not, doesn't look good, right? And you're protective, of course. Don't go. Please don't go. Now, if this is like a spouse or something, I don't know. Maybe they have been, I don't know what they've been doing, right? It could be that this is not them at all. It's just somebody who has like fixed their gaze upon them, right? And this happens. Let me tell you. I won't go into details really, but having channels on the YouTubes, it's so weird because I don't know, people maybe don't realize that like my husband and I, we're regular people. We're just absolutely normal people. We talk about things. We talk about everything, really. But, the messages, some of the messages and emails and stuff that we've gotten, it's kind of this energy of, It doesn't seem as bad lately, but especially like when Paul's channel is smaller, well, even in his comments, if you go look at his comments, I mean, just my goodness, I don't know. People just don't have boundaries, I guess. That's what it is. I guess that's what it is. But, yeah, there is sometimes it's like, trying to make their way into your private life, into your partner's private life. And it, understandable, right? You have somebody you love, and of course, they're probably somebody who is amazing and worthwhile. And of course, people are attracted to them. But does it feel good? No. No, it doesn't. Even if you have a really secure relationship, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to, the person that is in between the thing, or the person that is having to deal with being spoken to that way. The weird thing to me, and I'm not going to rant too much about this, but is that we don't put up, hopefully we don't put up with men speaking to women in a way that is, it's boundary stomping, right? We don't, I think as a culture, collectively, we've decided we're not going to put up with that so much anymore. But for some reason, there's this weird double standard where it's okay to talk to men, and men who have families and stuff that way. I don't know why. I don't know why anybody would do that. But it happens, and it doesn't feel good for anybody. Even if, they happen to sit and laugh about it a little bit here and there. But, so I feel like it could be a situation like that where it's like, there's just this like lurking energy, this kind of unwelcome thing. And it is, the sense of, I don't know, maybe there is some fear of it kind of, disintegrating the foundation of the relationship. But I think this is a lot of a Cancer thing too, though, right? Is that you like to live in your own world. You like things to be the way that you want them to be. And when there's kind of somebody who doesn't belong in your world necessarily, who you have not invited in, and they become too familiar, or they pressure you, or they start to change the atmosphere of the household, that can definitely, I think it could definitely make you feel like things are shifting, like they're changing, like there's no balance in anything, if that's the reality or not, right? So I do feel like, this is a time, communication is key, right? I know it's not always easy for a Cancer person to divulge some of the maybe like if you're feeling insecure, you're feeling jealous, you're upset, or even that it's like, I trust you, I love you, I know that it's all good, but this energy, it makes me upset. Even just saying that may be difficult, right? So if you have trouble saying these kinds of things to somebody, I would say write it down. Okay, write it out, write a letter. If you're going to give it to them or not, think about, like, what would you say? How would you express yourself? What are you feeling? How are you reacting to those feelings? And what would you like this person who is important to you to know? you know? And so, I do. I don't see it. If you look at the horse, nobody's on it. So I don't think that there's a sense of like a relationship falling apart. Or even if this is, like I said, like your child and I think that no, they don't go off with this person. You know, I feel like whoever you have your family, who is in your family, who you have all chosen to stay together, to be a part of each other's lives, to be open and honest with each other as much as possible, they have a good head on their shoulders, right? And you've helped them with that. Cancer people, as much as it's hard for you to sometimes express the more difficult emotional stuff, you're very perceptive. You see exactly what's going on almost always. And the people around you trust you, because when you do speak on something, you know, it's usually right. Usually. I'm not going to say always, in case my husband hears this, who is a Cancer as well, right? So let's see. We also have a 9 right here, a pretty prominent 9. So I feel like we have a person. Let me see. Oh, it's an 8. Oh, 8. Okay, so we have an 8 with a fish. We also have the Ace of Cups. Kind of a grave up there, like a cemetery. We have a person on the boat. Okay, so I do feel, and we have this, oh, yes, a window. Okay, so I do feel like, especially around the number 8, also 9, okay, there seems to be a real sense of, it's emotional wealth. It's like somebody in your life who equates to an 8 in some way. Maybe it's their life path number. Maybe it's their birthday. Maybe it's their favorite number. But the 8 is important. It's very important. Now, the cup. The cup is like the Holy Grail, right? It is a vessel that holds the waters of life. And I feel like this is the place. This is where, you know, there's a real focus here of transmuting some of these uncomfortable feelings, taking this and transmuting it into passion, okay? Putting it into, you know, acts of love. Acts of togetherness, of maybe even like creating artworks or some kind of media or crafting or whatever it is that you do when you are feeling, you know, the passion rising. You need to put it into some kind of creative force, right? I'm taking a drink of water here real quick. Okay. And so, yeah, I feel like this is where that goes. This is where that energy goes. Instead of letting it really kind of corrode you, get you into a place of jealousy or anger or anything like that, you let it go. Now the boat, I see fishing. We have the fish over there again. So I feel like there is a search for some kind of maybe extra work. Maybe I don't know. There's like you're looking for an opportunity. And let's imagine like you're trying to, I don't know, figure out how to get your artwork seen, or maybe you have like a business that you're growing or a side hustle type of deal. And you're trying to figure out how to best, market it, or figure out how to operate with lowest cost and get the most the most output. So I feel like this is a time of tweaking things, okay? But the money will come. There's definitely the fish. They're there. They're waiting for you, okay? Now we also have a rabbit up here. So we have that sign of fertility, abundance, creativity, and then we have that graveyard up there. And so I feel that it is a sense of really working towards putting old things to rest. And I really feel like a lot of this has to do with your reaction to things that maybe once would make you like fly off the handle or just shut down. That's the big thing with cancers, right? Shutting down. Just absolutely turning off all, emotions, totally not communicating, changing your number, blocking the person, you know what I mean? Just like disappearing, changing your name, instead of having any kind of difficult conversation. But no, I'm kidding. I kid. But I do think it is about putting old things to rest. And I think this has a lot to do with this first thing. And that's one thing, I love cancers. I have a lot of cancer people in my life. A lot of the very important people, including my husband. One thing I do know is there's a lot of jealousy that can arise within a cancer person. And, I happen to be somebody, I don't mind it. I don't put up with it necessarily. I'm a Virgo, but I'm really, I believe, I will never not believe this, but my ultimate companionship in life are cancer people. I love all the cancer people I've been close with, love them. Absolutely. And there is something about an earth sign that can soothe the emotional volatility of a water sign person. Okay. And so, it's a good balance, these two signs, and, or elements, the water, earth elements. And I do think definitely Cancer and Virgos are great together. But I think it's just a lot of it's the jealousy, I think, that comes up, right? And, learning how to kind of get past that, feeling it, noticing it and feeling it, it's there. I feel jealous. Okay. What am I going to do about it? I'm a jealous person too, I just talk about it more. That's like, and I hate to put my husband on blast, but this is a bonus reading, so I can be a little more relaxed about it, I guess. But here's the thing. We both are fairly jealous people. We absolutely love each other. We just are. I don't know. I think it's something that we actually kind of like within each other to some degree. But we both work diligently at really kind of tempering ourselves. He doesn't talk about it so much, but I talk about it immediately. If something like really ticks me off or makes me feel weird or what, I'm on it quickly. I don't put up with that. And I don't like to linger in it either, because I know that it's not something that's good for me personally. I don't do well in that state of mind. I get volcanic, I guess. And so yeah, I think it's something, you know, it feels like this to me, that there's this energy of like really trying to not stop yourself from feeling that way necessarily, but not succumbing to it. Figuring out other ways to kind of navigate those kinds of emotions. And that's really, I mean, that's such important work for all of us to do, right? I don't understand, you know, the world of kind of pop spirituality or even pop psychology stuff where we reject difficult feelings. And we're always, you know, there's this idea of being on a path of like, oh, I'm a healed person because I never feel any of these things. I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. And I'm drinking again. My crinkly water bottle here. You know, and I am somewhat leaning towards Jungian thought. And so we must process and integrate. These are things that are built into us. Not all of them, some of them. And the jealousy comes back to survival. It is just it's a strand of the survival instinct. It's not something to be banished from ourselves. It doesn't work that way. It becomes something grotesque if we try to pretend it doesn't exist. It is something that grows and it gets monstrous in the shadow, right? It becomes part of the shadow. So when we are really working towards this integration process, individuation, and becoming these really kind of whole beings, right? Holistic and whole and holy beings. It is so important that, yeah, sometimes we have to feel how we feel. And depending on how you operate, right? Maybe you're like my husband, you don't like to talk about it as much. Maybe you journal it. Maybe you use sublimation to express it. Maybe you just feel it and you understand, like, this is a thing I'm feeling. It doesn't mean, you know, the world is ending. It doesn't mean that I'm always going to feel this way. It'll pass. It'll go through me, and I'll let it go. Or maybe you're like me and you just got to say the dang thing right on the spot, you know. Temper the confrontation. Choose the words you use carefully, right? But, you know, however it looks for you, the work is worthy, okay? And yeah, we let it go. We don't let it own us. We don't let it take the steering wheel, okay? And so I think this is a beautiful time of growth. And, you know, sometimes these situations, they actually make the bond stronger. And I know I keep using my husband, and hopefully he's not mad at that I've talked about this. He wouldn't be. He won't be. Because it's nobody in particular. I'm not singling any of you out. And some of you come from his channel. So that's why I say singling any of you out. I'm not. It's just general things that happen, right? Happens to me too, you know, and he doesn't like it. Not so much on the channel, but, you know, in other places in the world, on social medias and stuff. And, you know, but it has made us stronger because we've had to have conversations about it more than once, right? We really had to talk about things that I don't necessarily, you know, I don't want to spend my evening discussing this stuff necessarily. And I know he definitely doesn't want to, but sometimes you have to. If you're choosing to grow and grow with somebody, right? And it becomes an opportunity. And it does. And then, you know, maybe it becomes something that's kind of funny. Something that's kind of a joke, you know. And that's not, I mean, we joke a lot. So that's, you know, for us, that's what it is. But, you know, it's an opportunity if we take it as that. So let's see, we have a dog, we have a bird, no, we have an eye in the sky over this person who's standing here. Oh, we have a window again. We have an umbrella. So I feel like, and we have an R again. Okay, so there's an R name. There's an R here. I'm not gonna lift it because I have this one. But we have an R in the main cup up here. If you can, you know what, heck with it. We have an R right there. And now, let me get this one up here. We have an R right there. Okay, so similar R's. They look so similar. And so a name, it feels like a name, an R name. Now, we have this eye above this person right here, okay? And, oh shoot, I just spilled some on the table. That's okay, it's my table. I always am like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh wait, this is my area. So anyways, yes, it feels like a sense of revelation. I mean, if you can imagine looking into the sky and there's a huge eye up there, you know, something almost biblical. So I do feel like there's like kind of this awakening, this ability to see in a way that you have not before. And I think this all is interconnected with working on these things in your lower life, right? Your mundane life, your physical world, Malkuth, right? You are ascending in some way, right? You are evolving. You are doing this work in these deeper, vaster places. And I see this dog kind of running, right? Leaping, bounding, running. And I feel like there's just a sense of like you've ripped away the chain, right? And you are in this place where you are developing as a person and maybe feeling more like yourself than you ever have. And losing some of these things that, you know, really second guessing yourself or insecurities or feeling kind of paranoid or, like I said, jealousy. And these things are still there. Right, like I said, we don't get rid of them. We don't expel them from ourselves. And we sure as heck do not get anywhere by suppressing them. We do not. But it's about changing our reactions, changing the way that we interact with these feelings, okay? And figuring out like what works for us, what kind of techniques or exercises or whatever, what do we need to do to let this stuff out? You know, maybe you need to be alone. That's a big thing for Cancer. Just leave me alone and let me get through this. And then we can talk once I've felt my feelings, my initial feelings, and I'm ready to discuss this thing. You know, I gotta go for a walk, maybe take a shower or a bath or, you know, whatever it is, something to kind of change how you're feeling in your body, but also your emotions and psychically, right? Getting grounded, centered. And so I feel like this work has been so important. It continues to be. It never ends. As long as you're manifest, you keep working on it. And we have the umbrella, and I feel like it's almost kind of like, you know, although you are a person of water and maybe a little rain wouldn't bother you, but I do feel like you have come into a place where you feel more shielded from the chaos and the BS of things. It's not affecting you in a way that is so devastating as maybe it once did, you know. And I feel like Cancer sometimes, especially in your younger years, you can be swept away by your emotions, by your anxieties, by, you know, not always feeling like, I don't know, maybe like you fit in, or like this, I'm in the, like that feeling I'm always in the wrong place, right? Or it just, I don't like this, you know, immediately walk into a room, I don't like this, I don't like this. But it's like a lot of places and a lot of people you feel this way about. And I think as you have gotten older and you're getting older, your ability to not dwell in that so much. I feel like there is a more of a freedom, but also I think that you know how to operate within your life in a way that doesn't set you off either. Okay, and I think that by honoring that, there is a lot of freedom there too. Okay, and the umbrella, yes, the safety. Definitely. The window. So we have a window in this one, a window in this one. So I feel like it's kind of like this peering out from that temple, that interior temple, from that kind of, you know, your sacred place, your home, your interior landscape, your spiritual realm, and yeah, being able to kind of look at these things from a different perspective, and but also having boundaries there. The window is the boundary. So you're not right in the thing, but you're looking at it, right? And you are, you know, working with it, contemplating and adjusting in the ways that need to be adjusted. So let's go ahead and look at the Wild Offering Oracle deck. I'm just going to go ahead and flip through, stop where it feels right. And it says love. All right. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember I myself am love. I myself am love. All right, Cancer, I love you. I thank you for being here with me. I absolutely appreciate you, and I'm so honored that I get to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. If you want to subscribe, please do that. And if you want to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. And so with that, I will say good night. I love you. Let's talk in a few days, and please take care of yourself. All right. Bye-bye.